Please come to the podium!
Shut up!
Listen, we can wrap this up fast. Crap, I couldn't get in.
Shut up,
Oh, you need the POD for that! Salad and I are here!
No, basically.
Alright, we have a few things on the docket.
Hey! Quiet down! Let's get this done quick!
That's what she said.
Alright, so the first thing on the docket, because hopefully it's a really quick vote,
Why are you sitting down? That's okay.
is so Miss paid for the entire feast, in-bank feast out of pocket, and it did go over her 10%. I would like to motion to vote to reimburse her.
Question. How much is that reimbursement? I just want to know for
40?
Let's see. For all the food, I'm not expecting a full reimbursement because all the food came to about 100. But even a partial replacement would be nice.
I'm not arguing against it. I just want a number so we know what we're voting on from the coffers.
10%, I believe, of the coffers was around $36, I think. So,
$375.
No, 37?
37. That's close.
So you said total is 100?
Yeah.
I vote to give her 100% of the $100.
375.
So 100 for the feast? That reimburse of the feast?
That's my movement.
Does anyone second?
I have a question. When you say over the 10%, the coffers
10%
pays
is,
for
yes.
the coffers pays.
Have you removed the 10% from your... Did you remove the 10% from yours? Okay. So it's the full. Okay.
I didn't say she had, but what I'm saying is that if the coffers pays for 10%, then if we're reimbursing her, so she hasn't taken anything out of
She hasn't taken any.
She pays
She
for
wanted to wait.
100% out of her own pocket.
She wanted to wait for it, and I don't think it wanted to be your guys' decision. 'Cause
Okay.
she did think it was fair.
Just as a point, other people have also spent money and haven't been reimbursed. Now, I will second your motion to reimburse $100. I am
That's a
just
simple thing of bringing it up at all things.
literally,
I just brought it up at the last little thing.
literally just a point.
I'm just saying.
Okay, the motion is seconded. Reimbursement for $100.
Can I get a vote? If you're a citizen and you want to say yes, raise your hands.
You can vote.
You can?
You can just pay.
And he's been
Okay. So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's.
all opposed?
Three.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Alright. This is not a raising of the hand. Thank you.
So 3, and then Xander, if we want to count Xander. I don't really want to count
Xander's
Xander.
not a part of our park. As much as we love him, he's not a part of our park.
Okay, I'm voting for whatever.
Alright, he's voting for yes.
He doesn't have
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Alright.
Alright, so it passes.
Let's see.
7 to 2? Yeah.
That passes.
7 majority. 7 is greater than 2.
Alright. The next thing, there's a second reason that Xander's here. I talked to you guys about it mid-raid, is self-demotion. I want to count from our PM of our unique sign-ins and our citizens, but as I last heard it, we did not meet for duchy status.
Correct.
And there are...
Coming closer.
She wants a count from our PM for unique signings over the last month. As we last checked, we did not reach duchy status. She wants a current count from the PM.
Do you have a count by chance?
35.
35 unique sign-ins for this month?
Yeah, that's one.
Last month?
Last month, I think it was 29.
Okay, and our citizens, that's current.
Our citizens, as of right now, are at 18.
We are 2 off from the citizen count then.
5 members, 2 citizens.
5 members.
Or unique signings.
We need 40 unique sign-ins per month. And we
5
need
off.
20 citizens
2 citizens.
We need this 1 month out of the year.
Mind you, that's the requirements
by June.
to be promoted. It's kind of informal what the requirements are to stay at that position. It's generally expected that you keep those numbers, but dips and ebbs aren't usually accounted for. It's only when it, and then it stays.
And we did really low this month.
I would
We
say
did.
though that
Oh,
our
it's the
peak
winter.
is still
Having a
underneath.
discussion
Yeah.
about this?
November is traditionally the demotion and promotion time period because of the winter. So as long as from spring to summer, you actually can maintain your numbers, because winter obviously is always low for Rising Winds all parks. So that's why promotion's almost always November, because that's the time when we can go, okay, what were you doing from summer till now? Which is the prime time for Amcar play. So, but last year I think we were still a little under last year too during during that time period.
But Xander came out here because he specifically had to make that.
I do have a question for our PM. PM, is our last month at 35 unique sign-ins and 18?
This month.
This month.
This
Is
month.
This month's 35 unique sign-ins and 18 citizens our high point for the last year.
Yeah.
No. Our high point was like 52.
When was that?
That was our last weapons action.
But that wasn't.
No,
That's what
unique
he said
Misty
it
Hollow
was, because we have a lot of
sign-ins.
visitors.
Misty Hollow sign-ins.
Okay, then I have to give an official count. Because
Are you comfortable making an estimation, or would you not be comfortable?
I actually did this from January up until last month, and the highest we hit was 30.
Okay, so then,
That's just this year.
so
though.
35
This year.
would
I didn't
be
count last
our,
year.
would be our highest
Yeah.
this year.
This year.
Okay, I just wanted that for the record.
I didn't count any month last
I
year.
posted an Excel spreadsheet that had everything on there.
No one looks at your stuff.
Well, it literally has November, December, January, all the way up till last month, not this month. And it has how many unique sign-ins, how many total sign-ins from people outside of our park, and it lists all the averages at the front page. So if you want to look at that more in depth,
Can you bump that again for us?
It's in the file section of our
Oh, it's in the file. Okay.
It's in the file section, but I can bump it again. You just post it.
That would help.
Thank you.
Yeah, something to say.
Xander?
Yeah, there's something I want you guys to think about when you're thinking about this, and it's actually a lot of things. Number one, I want to let you guys know, as a duchy, you have one of the largest responsibilities in this kingdom, and that is you can hand out the single highest awards for a single park. Okay, which means you're going to draw a shit ton of people for your weapon master, dragon masters, your quals, and all that stuff. So that's one big responsibility. One thing that you guys really fail on a lot, and I don't know whether it's your fault, your own faults, personal reasons, whatever, it's something you need to think about when you're running for office, is you have to stay in office. I have not in the last 2 years seen every single one of your guys' officers stay in office for an entire term. Okay? We've always had one person from your park, if not more, drop out. And again, I'm not faulting you for that. Real life happens. But it's something you need to think about, because on top of the responsibility of being able to hand out those awards, you have to hold yourselves to a higher standard because of that. And in a lot of cases, duchies tend to punch out a lot of kingdom level officers. You guys have only had 2.
Or about to get to.
You're about to get to.
So it's something to think about. If you guys want to stay a duchy, that's fine. I don't fault you for that. But if you want to stay a duchy, I'm about to be really rude to you guys, but grow the fuck up. When you take office, hold office. If you can't handle it, take a step back, ask someone to help, get your shit together, and then hold office. Because real life happens, but this game doesn't happen unless we push ourselves forward to do stuff. And sometimes it's hard, and I get that. I was regent in Pone for three and a half terms. Okay? I get it. People don't want to step up. Some people have to stay over in office, and that happens, but that's stuff that you guys need to think about. If you're going to self-demote, it's not a bad thing if you choose to do it, because then later you can go to the COM when you have your numbers again and say, listen, we self-demoted X amount of time ago. Here are our numbers. We would like to apply to be brought back up to a duchy. We are ready for that elevation. So that's just food for thought for you guys, okay?
Thank you, Xander.
I would like, I understand what you're saying. I think that right now, in where we are as Misty Hollow, we're in a rebuilding period. I think we would all agree to that. And we are building well, but I want us to be able to look at the kingdom level and say that we've earned everything that we have. And not just that, but say that we're actually holding ourselves up to that standard that a duchy is. I think we are close, and I think we can be that, but I want us to be that. So that's all I'm going to say on that before we have our vote.
Is there any questions or discussion? Fishy?
Will we be trying to self-demote at this June event or at Bridge Wars? Or
It
keep?
depends on what you guys decide. I will not self-demote without your guys' one.
Well, when we do the vote, it has to be, we should specify.
We can start with you then.
Okay.
I have to ask why we're focusing on self-demotion instead of pushing for recruitment or pushing for dues paid.
We're doing...
Only one person has
Speaking of
brought,
which, the
beating you.
Speedmaster-
Before
only one
you answer
person has
that
brought it up
question,
besides me.
Here's the only reason why, because if the reason why it was suggested for self-demotion is because if at the COM, which it's a chance it could happen, because a lot of people look at you guys because people keep dropping office and things like that, and you guys keep having these issues, is if you go to the COM and say, listen, we understand we have these issues, we need to drop down to barony, and then work on fixing ourselves, and then we will come back with our numbers to become a duchy. Whereas if the COM decides to demote you themselves, it's a lot harder for you to prove to them that you deserve to be a duchy later. That would be the only reason why. No.
Why would the king have any input on this?
Yeah, you're right. I should have no input. Yeah. Okay.
This ain't your park.
Not mine.
All her parks. Okay, technically, you guys don't have to go to the COM to demote. You guys, if you decide right now, hey, we want to be demoted, you just let the monarch and the prime minister know, and it's just, yeah, because technically, the COM just like promotes the parks. They don't demote the parks. You all can just go, hey, we no longer want to be a duchy for XYZ. I don't care what your reasoning are. If you come up to us, go, hey, we're gonna go from duchy to barony. Okay, cool. Good luck clawing your way back up to duchy. I'm gonna change the information. I'm done. That's it. That's literally it. You don't have to go through any sort of formal kingdom process. It's literally you all coming to us going, we're doing this thing, and us going, cool.
Do we want to?
I know in the past, like, sometimes we've ignored parks for demotion. Like, I know, like, GP was a big issue when it got brought up because they hadn't had numbers for, like, years, I think, at that point or something like that. So it'd been a long time. And there's some other parks, too, that got demoted that it had been years. And then recently, I would say within the past 3 or 4 years, we really got to the point where, you know, our promotions and demotions are pretty regular because our COM meetings are much better than they have been in the past. But one of the things we have to consider too is I don't think as a kingdom too even that we want parks constantly doing this. You know, like where you're like, you don't even know if someone's been a barony or a shire or a duchy because they keep demoting themselves because they dropped, they dropped that for 6 months and like, oh, okay, we're demoted, and then all of a sudden, okay, now they're back up again. Now we put them, you know, like that doesn't make any sense. So it really should be though. I know we don't want to wait years, but it should be a some kind of pattern. Like you can see, okay, over the last year, definitely have not been able to raise our numbers even in the summertime. And right now we just started the springtime, and our numbers are actually up pretty decent right now. We just recruited a lot of people. My suggestion is that we wait until Chaos Wars and then reevaluate what our last couple months is, because in November it can become an issue at the COF. That's when it normally is, right? November is like when we do the promotions and talk about like parks. So generally speaking, that's what traditionally.
No, we can actually do it at any COM. Any COM, a park can come to the meeting and go, we want to promote.
What about demoting?
Demoting, like I
That's
said.
in November usually, isn't it?
No, there's no such.
I mean, like I would say the last 2 years they've done November.
That just happens to be a coincidence.
Okay.
And then I think someone was bringing up that if it's a forced demotion, that might reflect like poorly.
That was Andrew, yeah.
Who's?
Yeah, who's Xander? Who's
Oh,
Xander?
Xander was saying that. So yeah,
God
if
damn it.
it's a
Gotta be negative.
demotion, because I know we forced GP in November to go down because their number slipped. But that is I guess later on that could look.
It looks
Poor-
poorly
yeah.
upon your part that you were forced to demote instead of voluntarily doing it for whatever your reason.
I was just saying that my opinion is that we should wait until Chaos Wars. I know that we've recognized it's a problem, but we're doing spring muster right now, right? We're participating in it. We have a lot of new people out here, I think, like at least 5. And so, from my perspective, from when I was looking at our numbers, if we can get 15 people, as in like some of them might not be regulars, some of them might come out and intersprintly, but generally speaking, if we can get 15 people, we can definitely get 40 or above. And obviously, usually the members in good standing. Usually it's just people lapsing and forgetting about it, so it's not usually a big deal, especially since we're at 18, that's fine. Very few parks are actually above 20, even the duchies. So obviously just remind people when it goes below 18, hey, people aren't dues paid and people will pay. It's not that we don't have enough people to pay.
Misty Hollow.
Blackfire Pass?
Are they Dutch? Oh, they did have numbers for a while.
Sky Harbor, right? No?
No.
Sorry.
No. It's Maddox, Misty,
BTR.
BTR, and then either BFP or BF.
But yeah, yes, Blackfire Pass.
One has low, one has high, yeah.
Blackfire Pass.
One's in Virginia, one's not.
One's in Virginia.
I don't know.
Okay,
Virginia.
so my suggestion is that we reevaluate, because there's probably going to be something right near Chaos Wars or at Chaos Wars, and I think we should reevaluate that. That's my opinion.
I say, because we, like Memo said, we are growing. Like, how long have we been doing the muster for?
A couple weeks.
Xander! How long has the muster been going on?
2 months now?
2 months?
Started last month on the 1st. Next weekend will be the last weekend.
So almost 2 months.
So almost 2 months. We're almost through the muster.
Because it wasn't, we didn't participate in the Interkingdom one. I just did one for Pone, and you guys
We
decided
kind of just hopped on and
to jump on with the
do
idea,
some
and
competing,
then we made a
win
plan.
some pizza.
Pizza.
But
Prepare your coffers.
yeah, we're growing, and I'd like to, other things I'd like to talk about today is doing some Mosey down Main Street. And we have we have ideas about getting more people to come out to park, and we're growing. I think we should wait until September, because that's the month before November, where we'll have the Althing at Kingdom.
2 months.
2 months. There's an October
There's
there.
in October.
We can't skip Halloween.
No, October doesn't count. We don't count October. I got hit in the head, okay? Leave me alone.
That's not an excuse for your mess.
You shut up. But yeah, we are growing, and I firmly believe we can hit our numbers, if not greater than what we need minimum. Because we're short 5, 6 probably for unique sign-ins, and we're
2 citizens.
We're short 2 citizens. That's $20.
This is the first time
I just-
David come out this morning.
For the floor.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to reflect on what Xander said. To me, this isn't all about the raw numbers of how many people are showing up and how many people have paid dues. This is also about what we're trying to accomplish here. I think that we are approaching stability, but we haven't been there. And I'm not saying we vote on this now, I'm not saying we move this now. But if we're not able to get that act together, it wouldn't matter to me if we had 50 people. To me, personally. And that's not to say that that should affect anyone else. I'm just saying that to me there is more to it than just, do you have 40 people coming a month?
Hey, Griffin's out speaking.
But yeah, I'm hoping more people show up, and like
I think he's trying to
we
become a
have 5 or
citizen
6
too.
people that want to run for Monarch one time.
I think so.
That'd be awesome.
Help our numbers.
More people showing up and actively participating in park, rather than, hey, what are we hitting today, and how do we hit people this way? That would be great. But
I hate to interrupt you, but the same things are pretty much getting repeated right now. Can we have a motion to vote? Someone?
What are we voting? What are we voting on?
I motion to vote. We wait till October to reconsider whether we self-demote or not.
So table this to October.
Table this to October.
Any second? Yeah. Seconded. Voting. All in favor?
Tabling to October.
All opposed?
Tabling to October.
We're voting to table the vote or
That's
self-demotion.
self-demotion to October.
Reevaluate such motion in October. Yea or nay? Or abstain?
I say we vote now, because I've been talking about this for over a year.
I know.
So, just saying.
What was the count?
Can I get
Can
the
I get
people
the
for
yeas
no?
All right.
Yays. Yays.
Yays for table.
Yays for table.
1, 2, 3,
Raise your hand.
6,
I mean, you can just table it.
10,
You're
11,
mono.
12. All opposed? 1.
I'm sure Skippy. I'm sure Skippy's too.
Yeah, Skippy is. Yeah.
3. I believe that does not. 4. Where did you get 4?
Where's the fourth?
I already counted it.
Yeah, he was one. He's number one.
He's number one.
Kuma's number one.
Okay. He's
Kuma's always number
so
one.
it's still up to you in the end, though. Tabling?
Yeah.
Tabling it.
All right.
Passes. All right. Xander.
Watch
Ready?
numbers.
Xander!
He's over there.
What are they doing?
Hey! Get away from that honey, Boo Bear!
Hold on. Here, I'll stand in. I'll stand in for him. You gotta be completely negative.
That was a really good Xander impression. That was dinosaur Xander, right?
That's prehistoric Xander.
Microraptor.
DOD thing. Oh, we're up to that.
6 seconds.
Skippy!
Happy.
BOD stuff! BOD stuff!
Do you want me to? Come here.
What I do?
Start changing.
Okay, when she's here, give me distinguished titles, please.
Hi, I'm the chairwoman of the BOD and I'm Skippy.
Thank you.
This is the Monarch Kai. This is Xander. We kick him around and stuff.
Oh,
Skiffapy.
Go away, banana.
Banana salad. Gross.
Hey, so as a BOD member, there's a couple things to go over, and a lot of it's been handled privately, and it's kind of moving onward, and we're moving forward and stuff. But Bubbles was banned last spring, had a lot of problems with coming out during his ban, so it kept getting extended and kept getting bigger. And long story short, at the moment, he is indefinitely banned from Amp Guard activities in the Kingdom of the Rising Winds. We're resolving it. We're working with him. We've already talked with him. So we are hoping to get that resolved with him. But two things need to happen. He's got to respect his ban and not come out to Amp Guard activities. That means park days. That means fighters practices. That means A&S days. Any days where you guys are officially Amp Guard, he needs to not be out here. And on the other side of that, events. And events! Sorry, I said it like 5 times. Or events. Because he's banned with anything in the Rising Winds. The other side of that is that park members cannot encourage or help or have him interacting with park members during park time. Same thing, events, park days, fighters practices. He cannot participate in Amp Guard. If your park members help him participate in Amp Guard, you're kind of helping him get around his ban. And as crappy as it is, because we want him to come back, we're trying to work with him to get things resolved so that it comes back down from an indefinite ban. But as crappy as it is, if you guys help him get around his ban by being okay with him or encouraging him out to park or interacting with him or sparring with him during park times or Amp Guard times or events in the Rising Winds, you yourselves can be banned for helping him get around a ban. This park could face consequences for helping a banned player attend park days. So if for some reason he does show up, maybe he decides he wants to come back out and he's not respecting his ban, it's your job as all of you as players to not assist him. Let him know he needs to leave, let him know he's banned, he shouldn't be out here, he shouldn't be interacting, because your park can face consequences, demotion, or pulling of their contract from the Rising Winds, going back down to a freehold, or worse comes to worse, if this gets really crazily out of control, we might have to contact Amp Guard Inc. but I really would hope it would not get to that.
Please don't. We don't want to.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't
Now,
want to do that.
a straight up thing. We've already in the past.
Right.
This probably was talked about.
Yeah.
We cannot kick him out the top of the park.
I
mean, like,
the police were.
It's a public park. We understand that.
No, I understand. I just want to make that distinction understood by the people
We
here.
already knew.
Yeah, we do understand that you cannot have the police remove him or anything, but just as long as you as players are making it clear, you can't be here. We're not happy with you being here. You need to leave. And that's kind of all the interaction you should have with them as players. I don't want anybody to get in any way physical. Do not try and grab him by the arm and walk him off. Don't do anything like that. But if somebody was casually observing, wow. If somebody is casually observing, they need to not see your players being really happy about it being out here during the ban. They need to see your players saying, you gotta go. You're not allowed to be here.
We had a similar issue with this at Cone about a year ago. We had a player that was coming out that was never banned but then got banned. And then he continued to come out. We knew we couldn't have him removed. We knew there was nothing we could physically do to remove him.
Right.
So all we did was ignore him.
Yeah.
He literally sat in our pavilion and we completely ignored him. We moved all our stuff away from him. We didn't associate with him.
Yep.
And he eventually got the hint after a couple weeks.
I understand
So if
that.
that's what you got to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
but we were told that he was over there somewhere.
Over there.
wherever,
yeah.
But yeah.
And someone was going over and sparring with him.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
a
that's
big
no-
no-no because
Yeah,
while the
absolutely.
person is banned, this is just for your information because I found this. While they are banned, they no longer have a legally binding waiver signed. So if they get injured, you, then the park, then the kingdom is then legally liable for that injury.
Yeah. And it just puts us all at risk. But again, we're working with him to try and figure out a way to bring his band back down. If he can respect that, that's awesome. If he doesn't respect that, you guys as a park need to make sure that he understands that he's not welcome. And onward and on forth. And if we, at some point, if he is unbanned, you can be sure we'll post to your park page right away. So, but just be aware that if it does happen, if players are encouraging him or something like that, it can be serious for the player and for the park, and I don't want it to do that, so let's not.
Anything else from VOD?
It's worth noting you can
Mitch?
still keep them banned regardless of what the hell we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it becomes a problem, you can go back down to a park ban even if the kingdom one is lifted. Also, on another note, I'm spreading the word as I visit parks and as I talk to people, and I'll be saying it at Valhalla, and I'll be saying it at June event, and it's not particularly relevant here, I'm saying it everywhere. We are heavily discouraging nature walks. Please do not come out here smelling like weed. Please don't come out here and expect to smoke weed or indulge in it in any way.
Any Amp Guard
Before you
function.
come to Amp Guard, all at Amp Guard, while you're representing Amp Guard, don't do it at an Amp Guard function. Don't walk away from the park and do it and come back.
Don't go to your dealer's house in Garb.
Please don't do it. Oh my God. What the hell? But yeah,
Ideas?
yeah, we just need to discourage that. Everybody tends to turn a blind eye to it because, you know, it is illegal, but it doesn't seem harmful, but it is still illegal. Like that's the important part. So if it happens, you need to call out somebody, be like, hey, you really stink.
Don't do that. Yeah.
You need to not come here smelling like that. And, you know, just say something. Again, you don't have to
They'll
physically
come out
walk them.
stinking worse.
Yeah.
But it won't be
This isn't
it
an
won't be
advocacy
weed,
thing.
right?
This is just because it's illegal, right?
Right, yeah,
And if Indiana were to pass a law, then we would.
Absolutely.
It's still federally illegal in
No.
our bylaws.
Even if
laws.
Andy,
No, that's
even
not.
if a specific state allows it, you still can't do it because it violates federal law.
Federal and local.
Federally lifted.
Right.
If it's federally lifted,
let's
who
not
cares?
overindulge this,
Can we
okay?
this hasn't happened yet.
Right. I'm just telling everybody so that we're all on the same page and you all happen to be here, so spread the word. Hey, it's officially discouraged. You need to not give us a hint that you're doing it because I don't want to have to investigate it. So don't do it. Love you back.
I feel like we should put our hands on this.
Don't give me words to you. What? Come here. What?
All right. So we Gucci.
So that was that. Is there any new business? No? Yeah? Motion to close.
Plug it in.
Seconded.
All right.
Motion.
Whatever.
All things-
All right, get here.